The Princess Secret Tempest Trials is our first event for the game's 7th year. It's good to be back with the Fae version of Tempest Trials because the one in Engage is goddamn awful. If you never experienced the first Tempest Trials in Fae back in year 1 with the infamous Veronica final boss, go and play the Tempest Trials in Engage. Exact same feelings of, this is not fun, this is time consuming, and ain't worth the hassle. Fae's version has gone through many improvements, which is also why it now has the plus at the end of the name. As usual, the Tempest offers up to 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 sacred coins. This month you can grab Ephemera 2 divine codes, and there is a light and animal blessing for Goto and for Mortis. For sacred seals, we got Attack and Res Catch and Fierce Breath. The reward unit this time is Valentines Effie, who has tossed aside her standout armor look. We'll talk about her more later on. As a reminder, if you see more rewards in this Tempest Trials, they are from the 6th anniversary celebration, 60 trait fruits, 60 of every dragon flower, and a nice 2000 divine codes part 3. Our first sacred seal is Attack and Res Catch 3. At start of combat, if foes full health or an active penalty, grant +5 attack and res to unit. Catch skills are great sacred seals for flyers and cavaliers because you do not need to worry about positioning. They're almost always active unless you get into extended fights and provide a pretty decent stat boost for how easy they are to use. I definitely recommend upgrading these skills if you have extra coins since they can be flexed around to all kinds of units and work for any type of build. They only work for cows and flyers, but I really have been enjoying the other catch sacred seals a lot, so I'll keep on upgrading them myself. Solid simple stat booster. Next is Fierce Breath. If foe initiates combat, grant +4 attack during combat and special cooldown charge +1 per attack. This is the Final Breath Sacred Seal, and Fierce Breath itself was only ever on Legendary Tiki in that A slot. Not the biggest deal nowadays, however you do not need to upgrade it, so no real downside in having it on hand. It's the best Journal Breath seal since everyone likes more attack, and with the extra special charging, generally you're going for big damage counterattacks anyway. Lots of units can fire back Bonfire or Icebergs with the extra cooldown, and 4 attack is better than 4 defense or res, unless you need those stats for another reason. Fierce Breath is nice if you want to go for one-shot counters like with Black Knight, who has his menacing Black Luna. It's also good if you have a dual phase Brave weapon, and if you're Winter Ephraim, it's even more valuable since he needs to win an attack check to get his Brave hits. Good sacred seal, make sure to pick it up.
The Day of Devotion. A festival where you shove gifts into the arms of your beloved, huh? There's going to be a feast? How nice.
Our reward unit for this Tempest Trials is Valentines Effie. If you're an Effie fan, perhaps it's been a good couple weeks if you snag that new Arcane Lance. This Effie ult will be going in a different direction though. She is no longer tied down by her armor, but Effie keeps her insane power. Valentine's Effie is going to be an Axe infantry unit. We've gotten a couple of Gen 7 free-to-play options, and despite them being pretty good, Effie has somehow managed to carve a niche with her stats. She has 43 HP, 46 attack, 43 speed, 32 defense, and 23 res. Speed and res super boons. Wow. Valentine's Effie has some cracked offensive stats. I believe even with Dragonflyers, Effie has the highest base attack for Axe infantry, although she will tie if we include super boons. She will also tie for first in base speed though. This includes all 5-star units. Really crazy stat spread on a free unit, but Effie does sacrifice defenses to get there. No more armor means defense is a bit lower, and Effie is much weaker to magical damage. She doesn't have the higher base HP of Berserkers either. If you're looking for damage output, Effie is going to be a new top dog though. Well, that assumes if we're talking inheritable weapons only. Effie has the Petalfall Vase Plus, and it does the exact same thing as Valentine's Hana's Petalfall Blade. 14 might. At start of combat, if unit has 125% HP, grant +5 attack and speed, and if you outspeed the enemy, you get full no follow-up effects and +5 true damage on hit, excluding AoE specials. Petalfall Vase is a very solid inheritable axe. Like its sword counterpart, being able to bring full no follow-up in the weapon slot is pretty good if you do not want to use the no follow-up skill or have no follow-up as a status. It also has a lot of good pairings with other B skills, and in general it shuts down slow units very well. For this weapon, the +5 attack and +5 true damage are like +10 attack altogether, and if you take the speed refine, you can get +8 speed out of this weapon. It's also very easy to use, just need to stay healthy. Petalfall Vase is a bit more of an offensive weapon, which clashes with the more defensive skill set of the Arcane Downfall Axe. There is another weapon that Effie would also fantastically use too, but we'll talk about all of this more later on. For the rest of Effie's kit, nothing super crazy. She has Smite to push people out of the way, and Attack and Speed push 3 grants +5 attack and speed when at full health. Not a very great skill if you want to fight more than once. Effie then brings Infantry Flash 3. Infantry allies within 2 spaces get Flashing Blade. Funny enough, Healers cannot actually run Flashing Blade, but they can utilize Infantry Flash, another potential tool if you want to make Holy Pressure work, and Effie will be the easiest way to get this skill. Infantry Rush, aka the Heavy Blade equivalent, also works and is a Sacred Seal if you prefer that. So basically, Effie is here to show off her incredible stats, and the Petalfall Vase isn't too bad either. The rest of her kit though ain't exactly a must inherit. If you want to merge Effie, for the neutral nature she will get +1 HP, attack, and speed, perfectly fine to keep, but I imagine most would like the extra speed super boon. If you want to build more defensively, the res super boon is also good too. 50 base attack at +10 merges, good lord. Despite there being a ton of free-to-play axe infantry, Valentines Effie's stats is impressive. She has more base attack than Hans and has far more speed. We have high attack axe infantry and speedy axe infantry, but Effie goes hard into both stats. She out-damages the berserker type units and is faster than the speed-focused ninjas. Crazy offensive stats, but it comes at the cost of defensive stats. Most of the faster options like Ninja Hana and Shamir have higher res to let them fight magical units better. Hans is probably Effie's closest competition stat-wise, but his Algermer axe gives him a unique playstyle. It also boosts his attack and speed, but comes with damage reduction and empowers Hans' next counterattack when he gets hit. If you want a high-risk, high-reward playstyle, then Hans is very much a fun unit. If you want a fast unit with great damage, Effie basically does it better than all the other axe infantry without unique weapons. For the modern options, Effie really has no competition in pure offense. She is faster than Shez, who is already faster than everyone else, and she has higher attack than Atlas. Again, the main trade-off for Effie comes in defensive spread. Female Shez keeps up in speed, but has 11 more res on hand. This could matter for a certain weapon and build. Let's move on to builds so we can discuss said weapon. For budget builds, Effie has a lot of attack and a lot of speed. Petalfall Vase offers full no follow-up to utilize that speed, and Effie can put out some damage with those follow-up attacks. Similar to when we got the no follow-up Sacred Seal, there are some decent beast combos to use with it, except now you can keep the Sacred Seal slot open. Desperation is the simplest example since no follow-up guarantees Desperation will work. Effie is going to take some meaningful counterattacks, so Desperation is a good and simple option for multiple engagements. The HP conditions are a bit wonky though. Now you can also go with Wrath for the extra +10 damage on specials. No follow-up lets Effie get to her follow-up attack, which means a better chance at a special going off. An interesting combo is no follow-up with Wind or Water Sweep. No follow-up gets rid of the follow-up prevention penalty on the sweep skills, meaning Effie can double without getting hit back. Everyone can do this with the no follow-up seal, but Effie has that open slot for Heavy Blade or extra stat boosters. For her base kit passives, honestly not my favorites, and Infantry Flash is completely support based. You can get rid of it if you want. Attack and Speed Push works a single time unless you do not take damage. It actually synergizes with the sweep skills though, but I prefer rather using something like Swift Sparrow or Attack and Speed Ideal. With Effie's super jacked offensive stats, she's a good candidate for the less common speed and defense stat boosters. New Year's Yarn brought speed and defense solo in the A slot, and there are all kinds of combinations to use in the Sacred Seal slot. Same thing goes for Rouse buffs. If you don't want to be all alone, Ideal and Oath buffs are the alternative. Generally speaking, one of Effie's main issues is staying alive. Lumera and Hans both get damage reduction with their unique weapons. There isn't really any easy way to get DR if you're on a budget. For the premium skills, there's a lot to talk about, and on screen these are by no means all of the useful skills to trial for Effie. Petalfall Vase is great with dodge B skills. Effie gets some survivability while being able to double slow units all day long. An interesting option is Guard 4 since it has 30% DR, attack debuffs, and guard with no follow-up is similar to Flow Guard that the Cans and Flyers have. This will let Effie not get instantly hit back with a higher chrono special counterattack, and she still has some defensive protection. For pure damage, you can go with low speed and defense, and tempo skills are not bad either. Close Call 4 is excellent since you get the extra speed and defense debuffs, you get the phantom speed effect, and DR goes up to 50%. Lots of good perks on the table to pair with a no follow-up weapon. For A skills, Finish 4s are very hot for infantry units and also provide some sustain if Effie can get to a special. She can run Times Pulse or Special Sparrow 4, which also gives that DR piercing. Surge Sparrow is player phase only, but the percent max HP healing is pretty good. Now let's talk about Effie's potential best weapon, the Arcane Downfall Axe. It's a more defensive weapon in nature, which can shore up some of her issues, and the simple fact it exercises specials gives Effie easier access to the two best speed-focused specials, Vital Astra and Godlike Reflexes. In the middle is the build I am planning to give my female Shez, and Effie can run it too. I actually have all the pieces now, but it's been a busy couple weeks thanks to Engage. Essentially, the build is Arcane Downfall to have 2 cooldown Godlike Reflexes. You take Distance Stance with the Arcane Downfall since Godlike Reflexes is a defensive special that works against melee and ranged foes. Arcane Downfall has built-in breath type cooldown, so one single action charges Godlike Reflexes. You can run Shield Pulse, but instead I want to opt for Velocity 3, dodge damage reduction with no guard. No guard makes the recharging of Godlike Reflexes very consistent, and it gives Effie DR when it's not up initially. When it's ready, you stack 40% DR with 40%, and Godlike Reflexes always works unless you're facing Legendary Nana. After combat, Speed Smoke 4 procs, adding another 40% DR and a bunch of speed advantages. Similar idea to Alir's base kit, but we got DC, a way to avoid DR piercing skills, and Arcane Downfall heals a bit as well. Main issue is that the special is not instantly ready. This is a build to fight over and over and over. If you prefer a more offensive flavor, Vital Astra now goes to 1 cooldown with the Arcane Downfall. You can pre-charge it and recharge it now thanks to times pulse 4. That gives Effie more dodge damage reduction. It's now possible to double proc Vital Astra when you're initiating, and you can run Surge Sparrow or Finish 4 if you want the extra healing. For both of these general builds, Effie will want no follow-up somehow. The seal slot works, but you lose out on total stats, and both of these specials bank on you outspeeding the foe. For the Godlike Reflexes build, you may want Attack and Speed Oath 4 for the upfront field boss instead of waiting for Speed Smoke to kick in. Now, if you do not have the Arcane Downfall or you just don't care for these types of playstyles, the good old Shuriken Cleaver is perfect for Effie. Brave Weapon plus 46 base attack explains itself, and Effie gets bonus damage if she's faster than the foe. I think this weapon is fantastic with Close Call 4 since it just adds another -4 speed and defense, plus you get the hit and run effect to retreat after initiating. You can have fun with the new odd Tempest seal for 3 movement, or just run no follow-up to force the enemy to match your speed, or they tank a quad hit from Effie. Unless there is a power creeped Arcane Brave weapon, these weapon types will always have a place for potential builds. Overall, decent Sacred Seal and Valentines Effie is going to be a fun unit, great art, insane offensive stats, and can compete with a lot of the other free-to-play Axe Infantry options. Petalfall Vase is not bad, but the Arcane Downfall, literally just having accelerated specials gives Effie a lot more to work with. There is also the fact no follow-up has been getting tossed around everywhere for a while now. You can get it in the Sacred Seal slot. Lumiere brought the B skill version, and multiple support skills offer it as a status. It really makes you think that no follow-up 4 has to be coming, and I cannot wait to see what Bonus Creator's Sword Refine ends up being. If you stick with Petalfall Vase Plus, be on the lookout for more tier 4 dodge skills. Close Call 4 was pretty impressive. There are also a ton of other strong skills that could empower Effie, such as Special Spiral 4, Bulwark skills are interesting, and maybe low B skills can get a fun tier 4 upgrade someday. As an infantry unit, Effie will have a lot of future build potential, which is always a good benefit. Also, we probably will see more arcane axes, so who knows if those will fit Effie's monster attack and speed stats better. Very solid reward unit and lots of build options. As a reminder, you really want to farm out this Tempest Trials because there are extra anniversary rewards sprinkled within. You should be completing the full reward track anyway though. That's all I got for this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.